It's 52 Blocks Progression. I'm your boy Kesey Spider Burly Keese, and today we're gonna talk about which stance and footwork that I think fits 52 blocks best for me. Alright? Alright, y'all. We're gonna talk about which stance works best for me in 52 blocks. Now, I want you guys to understand something before I tell you my answer, right? Understand my history in martial science, right? I've been doing martial arts since I was 9 years old. I'm 47 now. I've been dibbling and dabbling into different arts all my life, okay? I've learned karate, I've done Tang Sudo, I've done a little high school wrestling, little capoeira, the capoeira basics, Muay Thai, boxing, know a little bit of that boxing, the Piper tripwire system, and 52 blocks, right? I've learned a little bit of VTK. I studied that for about 3 or 4 months under shadow, but primarily known for 52 blocks AOD under light Burly, right? But for me, what stance works best, right? In 52 blocks. Now, me personally, I don't throw away anything, right? But I only use what works best for me. Now, through my 38 years of doing martial arts and my 38 years in martials, like studying martial science, what works best for me is the boxing stance in 52 blocks. And I'm gonna tell you why, okay? First, I'm gonna start with karate and Tang Sudo, which if you have studied them both, have you ever done them both, you would know karate and Tang Sudo are like this, right? One is just a little more advanced than the other. It's what it is, right? So you would get a stance, a bladed stance, like this, right? Why I like the boxing stance best? Because of the mobility for 52 blocks. I'm a tall man, I'm 6'4", 220 plus pounds, right? So I gotta try to move. I can't be one of those big guys who sit there and just rely on their power. I have to move, right? But moving in a karate or Tang Sudo stance gives you this, right? We're moving in a karate or Tang Sudo stance, right? It gives you somewhat that motion. It's mobile, but it's not as much as I would like, right? Then we would go to a wrestling, right? We're wrestling, right? Jockeying for position in a wrestling stance ain't that mobile, right? So to me, I push that to the side from being my base of my 52 blocks because it's not as mobile, right? Capoeira basics. I learned capoeira basics about 12, 13 years old. And going to like the traditional jinga, right? 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 Going to the jinga, it's more rhythmatic than it is mobile. right? You catching that rhythm. Right? You're catching that rhythm to do whatever you need to do, right? So they adding rhythm to motion, right? But I can't make that a base for my 52 blocks, being 6 feet 4 inches. You know, it's good, but that's something I can't use, you know? But there's two, we talk about 52 blocks and then the Piper tripwire. Those are systems you have to know how to fight already to learn, right? So you have to have a base for those systems already to learn. So the next one I would say would be, other than boxing, I would use Muay Thai stance. Right? And why? Why would I go with the Muay Thai stance? Because with the Muay Thai stance, you're almost as mobile as you are as a boxer, right? Because with Muay Thai, you're still mobile, right? But what Muay Thai does for you is that here, what they do with this here, look, that tap in the front foot is a small step forward, inch. You may not even see it during hand transactions, right? But it's a small step forward, right? Not only it gives you the small step forward, but it's a check for low kicks. Check, check, check. You checking that low kick, right? Check the low kick. Check the low kick. Right? Not only that, but that front foot there, that tapping, it not only gives you that, but it gives you that spring effect. With the knees coming in, right? So it even goes from here, right? Here, right? Here, it gives you that spring effect in that front leg. So yeah, I would use Muay Thai, or like I said, because I'm big, I put the focus onto the more relaxed feel of boxing. Because it's mobile. So because boxing is mobile, I like to stick with that. But don't get me wrong. Every last one of those arts you heard me name, right? When I'm moving, you will see movements from every last one of those arts. I don't push it to the side. I still use them all. And another reason why I chose boxing to be the base of my 52 blocks is because I could use the movements of every last one of those arts that I named, right? In a boxing stance, concerning my Tang Sudo and karate background, right? I could still use palms from the boxing stance. I could still use ridge hands, karate chops, right? Hammer fist, right? I could use all of that still from the boxing stance, right? When it comes to wrestling, right? I can move around, boom, right? And still get my grapple on. Make the shoot off of a boxing stand. You know what I mean? I don't have to stay here and jock for position. I'll move around and make him think, right? Shoot right off of the boxing stand. So that's why I like to go with the boxing, right? Even with the capoeira, how does the boxing stance fits in the capoeira? Because in your traditional jingle, right, you're gonna go wide, foot back. You don't cross your foot, but you just step it back, right? Right? Hands across your face, covering your top and your body, right? Your top and your bottom. And then you move with some rhythm though. That's your traditional jingle, right? When you go at a boxing stance using a jingle, it's a much smaller, compact jingle. So it looks different. So I would be here. Give it my own rhythm to a boxing step, right? So, knowing all that, could you integrate them all into one using the boxing stance? Yes, you can. Taking all that movement, knowing that knowledge, we're gonna integrate them, right? The boxing stance, standing as a boxer, first thing we want to do is stand with your foot at shoulders width, right? Take a small step back, right? Turn your rear foot at a 45-degree angle, right? Raise the foot a little bit in the back, so you're gonna raise your heel, right? Here, put your chin down, tuck your chin, and bring your hands to your head. Now here's something too. I hate to tell people to do all this and bring your hands up. Just bring your hands to your head, right? Because then they'll keep the chin up. So before I tell you to put your hands to your head, remember to keep your chin tucked down to your chest, right? And then you bring your hands up to your head. Boom, right there, right? Squat a little bit, bend your knees, and then bend your back in a C, kind of. And you want to be like this. Yeah? This is your boxing stance. This is how you want to look. Yeah? Now that's your boxing stance. From your fighting stance or your boxing stance, right? How do you integrate all the other movements into a fighting sequence? Here's a tip. It's not about fighting. It's about movement and rhythm, right? Now, knowing that, what I did was I took the rhythm from capoeira, right? And I'm not gonna lie. When I was young, I was a pretty snappy dancer too. You know, being African American and Puerto Rican, we got a little bit of rhythm, you know. That salsa, bachata, merengue, and just that old school beat, that old school rhythm. It works out for you when you're fighting, to be honest, right? So rhythm and movement is what I'm saying, okay? And your fighting stance, right? Using rhythm and movement from the boxer stance, right? See, you just put it in there. Huh? That's how you get it. Yep. Boxing one. Movement, mobility, rhythm. 52 Blocks Progression. I'm your boy Kesey Spider Burly Keese, and today I'm just explaining to you why I prefer boxing stance as the base of my 52 block movements. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe.